Okay, Nisa falls in the hole.
Oh, I fell! Oh!
Right. I was stupid and didn't put knots in the rope with only 2 of us, so I've got to hold the whole weight. Okay, so I pull my picket out, my mid-clip picket, pound it in. Okay, and then I end up with this nice long swaged cable anchor, right? Cool. And it's almost the right length, but not quite. So I'll attach my rope to it. Clove hitch. Okay, and I can come down underneath. Whew! Wow, what'd you have for breakfast? And get my weight off it. Okay, now this anchor's okay, but it's not like super bomber, so I need a second anchor. So I'm going to stay on the rope, but loosely with a clove hitch here. The clove hitch is good for me as well as for Nisa, right, if the anchor fails. So I'm still backing up the anchor. Okay. Cool. Dig a really good T-trench, T-slot with the axe. I'm going to use a cordelette because it's long. Don't want to use a girth hitch here, it'll crush it. Or a muncher.
Using a clove?
Clove hitch. Okay. Offset it, because this has as much as surface area as this does. Put it in the hole. Stomp on it, get it down in there. Now I'm going to equalize this to the same carabiner. And in this case I'm going to use a trucker's hitch. Pull it quite snug. Okay. Cool. Okay, now I've got a really bomber anchor. 2-point anchor. Now I can take my pack off. Get the rest of the rope out of the way. I've lost my ice axe, which is too bad, but gotta have an anchor. Okay, now I can go down and check on Nisa. But I want to still protect myself. So, put a prusik on here. Could use a clove hitch also, but prusik's a little more adjustable. Okay. Always on the rope. Cool, now I can come down. Anissa, how you doing?
I fell! I can't climb up.
Okay. We're gonna help you out.
Okay.
If I lower you some rope, can you clip onto it?
Sure.
Your belay loop?
Yeah.
Okay. If she had a micro traction and is capable of putting it on, she could, but she got to put it on the right direction, right? So you could either be a carabiner, like that, or if you had a micro traction, you could do that. Okay, got that. I'm gonna walk back up here. That's my 2-to-1, right? Now I'm gonna create a 6-to-1. So, if I haven't got a lot of rope to play with, I could extend this master point in the back side of this clove hitch that I started with down a little ways by putting a bite knot in there. If I have plenty of rope, but not a lot of room up here, I'd leave it up here so I have more throw. Okay, so I could do this with a little bit of rope to minimize the double strands everywhere, or I can go right back up here and keep it close. Either is fine. I could of course even use this that was already there. That'd be fine too. But just to keep it clear for you, I'll put it there. Now this is where my load capture goes. So I want to pull in and capture this strand from going back down that way. Right? So micro traction. Gloves are great. Put it on there. Okay, so I'll pull. Oh, got it backwards. Good. Awesome. So pull rope in and it will lock. Great. Okay, so now I've got my load, my progress capture. If I'm just hanging out back here away from the edge, I probably can feel okay about coming off this. If I don't, I can stay on there. Okay. So now is the tricky part, because I got to pick the right strand, right? So off the anchor, I dropped a loop to her and I pulled back up on this side. If you can't see her, it's going to be hard. You got to keep track of those lines where they are. Ideally at this point I would pad the edge with another ice axe or a pack or something so it doesn't bite into the snow as I pull. Okay? So, original line here, back side of the clove, extended master point, down to her, I pull the loop, back side of that, C, becomes my progress capture there, and then the prusik goes on that same loop to make my 3-to-1 on top of that 2-to-1. Okay. Build it small, you'll be able to see it, and then you can change it later. Okay, I'll push it down as far as I can. Now I've got a 6-to-1 and I can haul with my body. Keep leaning. Yep, keep pulling. 6-to-1. Locks it off. And then I can, as this generates more slack, I can tie knots in this. So I'll pull some more. Because if this fails or that fails, she's going to go slide back in the hole, right? So as she comes up, I can just tie little knots in this. So that no matter what, she's still fixed to that line and can't go back in the hole where she already was. Okay, pop quiz. If I have a 6-to-1 mechanical advantage, for her to move a foot, how much do I have to pull? 6 times, right? So that's the flip side. A lot of mechanical advantage is good for easy pulling over a lot of friction with stretchy ropes too, but I gotta pull a lot of rope. Okay? Cool.
Okay.
Roger.